So this is how we get our information now in West Maui. Announcements from planes coming overhead. It's kind of creepy. You can hear the Doppler effect. It's a high-pitched noise as it comes towards you, and then it switches to a low-pitched voice as it leaves. So the information from the plane is the information that we are supposed to have. We can't connect to the internet or communicate any other way, and the food and water that it is directing us to is the food and water that we are supposed to consume. We are not allowed to leave our house and come back as far as I am aware. I'm only even able to upload these videos by hiking to the top of a hill each day. Anyway, I'll let you listen to the voices from the sky as the West Maui experiment continues.
What type of dystopian nightmare type ish is this? I am sorry, but that freaks me all the way out. Do not be flying planes over my head with announcements. I do not want to hear it. That is scary. That is scary stuff right there. And I think it's just a small taste of what we're going to experience in the future. We're going to be no different than China, probably even worse, getting directions from loudspeakers in the sky, directing us on what we can do, where we can go. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But I think it's important that we all pay attention to this situation. It's important that we look and we observe so we know how these people operate and how things like this may occur in the future. Make no mistake about it. Regardless of how these fires started, the powers that be are going to take advantage of the aftermath. And we are currently watching that play out. The people of Lahaina, they're very strong. They don't want to leave. They don't want to go. They are trying to hold it down. But right now, basically, the government has a boot on their necks, trying to do whatever they can to get them out of the area. Once they're out of the area, they move in. Like I was saying in a prior video, they're already figuring out what they're going to do with the land, how it's going to be split up, what's going to go here, what's going to go there. Meanwhile, they haven't identified all of the ashes. Meanwhile, there are over 1,000 people missing. Meanwhile, hundreds of those people are little kids that were told to stay home from school. So much. There's just so much going on in this area. But I keep saying this, and I'm going to say it again. One of the main things I think we should focus on here, people, there are a few. There are 3 or 4 main things. One of the main things we need to focus on is how law enforcement blocked people from escaping. That's something that we can easily prove. We've already heard from tons of people on the ground in Maui who reported that this was the case. Now, law enforcement, they're trying to say, oh, it was down, a downed power line was on the road, so we couldn't let you drive through. Why does it matter? The power was out. The power was out. And at the end of the day, am I going to ride down this road where there may be a fallen power line, or am I going to burn to a crisp inside of my freaking Tesla? Which one are we going to do? You know what I mean? I'll take the downed power line before I take burning to a crisp in flames. So they're trying to use certain excuses that really just don't fly. Because at the end of the day, if it was a down power line and, oh, y'all can't drive this way, you can't escape the fire, you must die in the fire because we think there's a downed power line over there. We know the power's been out for hours. We know we just rode down this road to get here to block this road. But no, you guys gotta die in the fire. That's basically what happened here, folks. And I don't care how many videos I have to make about it. If I have to make a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, so be it, because I am not going to shy away from this point, because this right here is a wake-up call. It's an eye-opener. And I mean, I can't think of anything more grotesque and evil. I think it's really bad that they cut the water off, right? It's really bad that they didn't sound the alarm. They didn't put off the sirens. But at the very least, they could have let these people drive away, and they stopped them purposely. Purposely. But before I go off on a rant, I want you all to watch this clip so you can hear from a couple that was on the island who experienced this firsthand. And I think one of the only reasons why they may be alive is because they didn't follow all of the rules that were given to them by law enforcement. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
By the time we got to Safeway, that's what was behind us.
Wow, so you went north.
We went north.
Was there down power lines anywhere on the highway?
Everybody was stuck. The cops
had no
everybody
idea that
stopped,
the
and they
road
wouldn't
was
let
stopped and they
nobody
wouldn't
go.
let us move. And I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and the sky is getting blacker and blacker in my rearview mirror. And I'm like, I got out. We were stopped. I got out. I beat on his door. He said, "You scared the crap out of me." I was like, "You see that field? You see that field? If they don't let us go, you drive this fucking van
Because
right through that goddamn field and
they
into the
stopped
ocean
us.
because that fire is coming right now, and we're not going to make it."
That's how all those people died, because they wouldn't let nobody go.
But why wouldn't they let them go? It's because they're down power lines. Yeah, that's the reason.
They
So
should've been like,
they
get
couldn't
the
go.
fuck
They couldn't go around the power lines. The
It
power lines
wasn't to let us
can't.
drive right through the goddamn pipe. They weren't lit. There was no
The
electricity.
power was out from the day before.
Right. So there's no
no
power in the
electricity.
lines.
There's no
Well,
But-
it was that morning.
Because we were trying to look at the length of the poles, they wouldn't cross the whole highway. There should have been the lanes.
There was enough room that you could have gone
Right,
underneath.
right.
and
Oh, you got
around.
pictures of
I
it.
wanted to drive through there.
So what direction are we
But
looking
they
there?
they stopped the traffic
So what-
right
is that-
there
is that
going
what-
north. That's Kapuna Kea right there.
That's Kapuna Kea.
And they would not let people move.
So how did you guys eventually get your car out of
We
there?
ended up fighting our way through the parking lot over
creeped
at
through. A
Safeway.
police officer came off the bypass here, and so the
We
traffic
forced
lane that was
ourselves.
supposed
It
to
was
go.
coming down. We forced ourselves
forced
into
our
2 lanes
in.
and forced our way out of the parking lot.
I wouldn't get off his bumper. I did not care about the rules and the laws of who you're supposed to stop and let the next person go, because we got separated before, and I'm not going to get separated.
Oh, you guys in separate cars?
Yeah, I was in one van. He was in the other van.
Were there any fire trucks anywhere?
No, I don't think I saw.
remember seeing
All I saw was the people that were directing us because of the power line. There was police officers
Yeah.
that were telling everybody, go, go.
Yeah.
And there was somebody standing in the street saying, go, go, go.
Yeah.
One guy was driving this way, and when they were coming down this way, they were making them turn around at the Civic Center and go back. And so one guy was in the street on almost like the left-hand turn lane, but not quite. And a power line came down and was hooked on his truck, and he was out of his truck telling the people that were trying to come down to stop. It was just an individual person, and to let the people that were coming from the fire,
Yeah, let 'em
go
go
that
through.
way. But by then there's like 1.5 lanes, two lanes to go that way because the lines had went.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, if it was me in that situation, I'm taking off. You will probably see me on Icked all right? You'll go to Icked channel, High Speed Chase, Cinema Shoguns running for Maui law enforcement. You try to block me from escaping a fire? Oh, you can't go down this road. The hell I can't. We're both going to be going down this road, buddy. I'm going first, and you can come after me. And we'll figure things out. We'll figure things out afterwards. But one thing I know, I am not, my big ass is not about to turn into a freaking roast beef in the middle of this island. I am out of here. I am out of here. So this is not the only people I've heard from who basically broke the rules. They didn't listen to the cops. And that's the only reason why they survived. Because they went ahead and just did what they wanted to do. And if I was in this situation, I would do the same. Because you're definitely not going to direct me towards some freaking flames. And you're not going to direct me towards the ocean to where I have nowhere to go but the ocean or into the fire. My ass is driving down the road. If y'all want to follow, and if you want to lock me up in a nice, cozy jail away from the flames, so be it. so be it. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is just what I've been saying all along since I created this channel. We can't rely on these officials. We can't rely on the professionals. All of these people are just people like me and you. They're capable of making mistakes. A lot of them are dumb. They're sheep and they just follow orders, whatever those orders are. If you're a good police officer and you have common sense, you know not to block the people from leaving Maui. Unfortunately, a lot of these police officers, they just do what they're told. Which I guess you can say, hey, that's their job. But I don't know. You're not paying me enough to make sure that all of these people die, okay? You know what I mean? You're not paying none of these cops enough for them to basically stop people from escaping with their lives. So, obviously, there's a problem there. Because I believe if you're a good police officer and you get the command to do something that you know is going to lead to people dying, maybe you ignore those orders. Maybe you do something else. Maybe, just listen, just hear me out. You hop in your little freaking police car and you lead the way down the road. You get your little roadblock, all of you hop in your little cruisers, and you ride down the road and y'all make sure it's safe. Y'all go first, make sure it's safe, and then everyone else will come behind. That makes more sense, right? You ride, make sure the road's safe, because we know for a fact none of it's safe if you're caught in the fire. And we know for a fact in order for y'all to block these roads, you drove down the same roads. Okay? Period. I think that's how the situation should have been handled. You don't go and block everyone from escaping a freaking wildfire. But that's what they did. That's what they did, and we cannot forget it. I don't care where the conversation goes about Maui, and it's all over the place. Do not forget that these people were stopped. They were blocked. Law enforcement, the very people that are supposed to protect and serve them, showed up, and they didn't protect them, and they didn't really serve them either. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next video.